When it comes to having a website for your business, the first thing that you need is a website name, aka a website address or a domain name or a URL. This is the address in your browser's bar at the top that tells you what website you're viewing. In other words, it's anything after HTTP. In this quick video, I'm going to teach you how to easily register a domain name for your website. Hi, I'm Kelly Ward, and I help entrepreneurs with both the design and the techie parts of their website and social media so that you can stand out online and spend more of your time doing what you are good at. If this sounds like something that you need in your life, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my videos. Okay, so let's buy a domain name. The first thing that you need to do is decide where you're going to register your domain name. Now, a lot of web hosting companies will have an offer where you can get a free year of your domain name registration when you sign up for a hosting account. But I actually don't recommend that you do that. I recommend that you register your domain name through a separate domain registrar, so separate from your web hosting account. That way, if you ever decide to change hosting accounts in the future, it's just a little bit easier to handle that. There are many different domain registrars that you can choose from. The two that I recommend are Namecheap.com and GoDaddy.com. In this video, I'm going to be using Namecheap.com to show you how to do it, but if you prefer to use GoDaddy.com, the process is very similar. Okay, so here we are at Namecheap.com, and the first thing we're going to do is just check and make sure that the domain name that you want is available. Or if somebody else already registered that domain name, we're going to have to pick a different one. So we're going to search. Let's search for Your Biz. And we can see that yourbiz.com is already taken. It does give you some suggestions for other variations, other extensions at the end. So yourbiz.club is available, yourbiz.vip is available. But let's keep searching. Let's do a different variation and search for Your Biz name. This one is available, but it's going to cost you $1,600 for the first year. So let's not do that one either. Let's just, for the sake of this video, enter in a bunch of random numbers and find one that's available. Okay, so let's just pretend Your Biz 123456 is what you want, and yay, it's available. Like I said, it also will give you other variations, other extensions that are available as well. And if you go to a different domain registrar, such as GoDaddy, they will have some other extensions available that Namecheap might not have, and vice versa. So you can kind of play around with that. But usually, the more common ones like .com, .net, .info, .co, those are available at both places. So once you find an available domain name that you want to purchase, you just click this Add to Cart button over here. It will add it to your cart, and you can go through the process of purchasing it. You can choose to register it just for 1 year, or you can register it for multiple years if you don't want to have to keep renewing it year after year after year. Once you've purchased it, you are now the proud owner of your own website address. Now, just a word of caution. Most domain registrars also offer very cheap web hosting plans. So just like I don't recommend that you register your domain name through your web hosting account, I also don't recommend that you purchase your web hosting from your domain registrar. The web hosting that is offered through domain registrars tends to be very cheap, but it also tends to be not quite as good. The sites tend to load a little bit slower, and the customer service and features are lacking a little bit. So register your domain name from a different company than where you get your web hosting from, and vice versa. So now that you have a website address registered, the next step is to get your web hosting. And luckily for you, I have a video on how to do that too. But before you go watch that video, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more of my videos.